Alright, Aeson people, thank you for tuning in. It's been a pretty annoying um, month or week for me um, with my leg issue, just after my hand issue as well. But anyway, we're getting very, very close, and I've been telling my clients, the FBW clients, that we're there. Um, but we've had like, I'm getting very close to this plane, and the wait will be well worth it. So major changes have happened really to, well, not too major, but a few changes have happened to the plane, mainly from understanding how this works here. So simply just to tell you, because of translation, I never really understood how the Airbus plane maintains pitch, but also maintains load factor. And load factor is just simply lift divided by weight, which gives you a percentage, and that's your load factor. So here, one, load factor means lift and weight are basically level, and thus the plane is flying level. Okay, um, 2.5 G is basically how much you're pulling. So when you pull on the elevator in this position, you're climbing up here, it will maintain that G input you're putting up on the side stick. As long as the side stick's pulled, it will be continuously pushing a G. When you release, the plane will maintain 1G, but it will be 1G in whatever pitch attitude you put it in. Okay, so you can be at 1G in this position, 1G in this position, and still 1G in this position. 1G, or the gravitation, what we're talking about, is only how much lift is being produced from the wing. So if you do use the elevator and the wing elevator to climb, the wings will create more lift simply because your angle of attack increases. The only time it won't create more lift is, of course, if you go over your critical angle of attack, or if you don't have enough thrust. Same thing here. Um, if you put the pitch in, you get a pitch rate factor, etc., etc. So what we've done, or what I've done and taken from that, is it's also helped me to understand a bit in this process here that I'm about to show. One second, there we go. So understanding how the trimmable horizontal stabilizer works with the elevator. Oopsie, there we go. There we go. Understanding how this works, the trimmable horizontal stabilizer works with the elevator. So simply, when the elevator, say I put the elevator to go to climb for me, the trimmable horizontal stabilizer will then eventually work to making the elevator 0. So as you can see, I have an input here maybe of 5, and as the trimmable horizontal stabilizer climbs up, my elevator will eventually reduce to a point where it's at 0 here, 0 force being applied, and the trimmable horizontal stabilizer will take over. This is how the Airbus planes maintain pitch, for example, or maybe your Boeing planes maintain their speed. So yeah, this is pretty much that side of things there. The next thing now is to go into our game, and let's just see the changes, how it works on the A350. So of course there's now, after this, there's literally not a lot left. Just literally just finish off coding the safety and parameters, and then it's pretty much done. And Roblox is up, so there we go. Okay, so let's explain the basics of the plane. So on Airbus, there's about 4 modes. Okay, off the top of my head, there's ground mode, there's alternate law, there's direct law, believe there's direct law, and there's flare mode. Flare mode. I probably messed that up completely. No, actually, sorry. Let me say that again. There's flight mode, ground mode, flare mode, and there's another one I forgot. In flight mode, you got the normal law, alternate law, and direct law. Um, and basically, alternate law is like if there's failures that normal law can't handle, goes into alternate law, you lose a bit of protections. And then direct law is pretty much like if alternate laws absolutely crapped out as well, and normal laws crapped out. Direct law is basically like flying a Boeing. You just get a direct stick to rudder, stick to elevator, stick to pitch authority. Um, when you're landing, after flare mode is initiated, the plane side stick again becomes direct law with the elevator. So you will get full authority because you need that, of course, when you're trying to land the plane at flare. So yeah, let's get ourselves lined up. Still have to adjust the cameras because I changed the seeing system recently, and I didn't change the camera system yet, so I'll be having to change that very soon. And that's just for the cockpit, I think. Oopsie. There we go. Pay attention to having my camera on. You should, that's again another thing, always make sure you check your log and you've set your plane ready before you even touch takeoff speed. At this point now, I'm going to quickly go ahead and set my authority on. Okay. Oopsie, put my logo. Alright, so let's give you an example. So now the plane is the same relationship in terms of how the keyboard works and how the mouse works is now pretty much the same. So I'm in keyboard mode now. As you can see, this is the turning on keyboard mode. If you use mouse mode, it's pretty much the same. Of course, with mouse mode, you're able to control a bit more the amount of pressure you want to input in. With, of course, going further out, giving you more response, whilst the keyboard mode is more linear. So the moment I press my keys, of course, I get that feel, but they're the same. They're the same max bank type of thing, so they feel pretty much the same. Of course, the more I want to go like that. If I go in keyboard mode, it's pretty much the same. Just the keyboard mode is much more responsive, both lower and uppercut. So let's basically show you now how I'm going to make a turn, and I'm going to try and keep the plane at good pitch. So the last pitch I did for request mode, so 13 pitch, and it should keep my bank all the way and my pitch all the way until we get well happy, okay? And she's gonna do that very, very well. Don't worry about the 13. I need to make I don't know how to do it. I'm it will probably need another proper console. But basically, on Roblox they don't round how we
Bank
would
angle.
normally do.
Bank
Oopsie.
angle. Bank. Bank angle. Bank. Bank angle.
We got ourselves in a little loop. So basically, what happened there, if you don't know, is there's a protection system, and because our mouse in mouse mode we were pushing minus 33 degrees, because over here is minus 33. The safety protection kicked in, and of course, to get out of that, to go into keyboard mode, because I need the faster response and put myself out of the protection, because it will try and protect you into the minus 25. At the moment, of course, the protection isn't super perfect, because I haven't finished it, but that sound is, yes, the protection system. If we try and do that again,
Bank
there we
angle.
go. See, it won't let you go past that. Of course, I would want to maybe eventually do that. If you do this again, it will push you even further out. Maybe it will push you further out, and it will tell the set system to reset to 25. Because actually, what does sometimes happen is you can see that even though it will push the plane back to the safe wing level, because my input is still requesting a pitch that's past the safety parameter, the plane will recover, then want to go back again. So, of course, after the video, safety thing will just be that it will also reset my input to minus or 25 or 25 or whatever's the safety parameter. So, basically, flying the plane is really easy now. Keyboard mode, I personally like flying in the air. Um, it's basically going to be the same with the mouse mode. It's just feel for anyone. Um, and as I did say before, I believe that you won't be able to use mouse mode, keyboard mode for landing. That's about to change as well because of the system change, the minor system change, which is great. So we're gonna keep flying level. Oh, I'm gonna put my flaps away. I don't need it now. As you can see, my speed as a result has gone down because the drag of the flaps has reduced, and thus we don't need a lot of engine power. This is just so easy to fly. Oh, so another thing here is all the inputs that I'm doing is going to the elevator, but what's happening is the trimmable horizontal stabilizer is making, as I showed you in the graph, it is making the elevator basically stay near to zero. So the elevator actually barely does move. You can see it there, and then it will go straight to zero because the trimmable horizontal stabilizer will move to try and counter it. See? Straight to zero. Because without the trimmable horizontal stabilizer, that elevator would be always deflected. Which is amazing because that basically means that the plane, as all Airbus planes are, they're always in trim. So you never manually trim the plane in air. So we're about like 88, 87,000 we are dropping. And so that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else major to show. That's literally, and it feels like miles better. If I even wanted to do a low speed test, because this was where it was before, where it used to have an issue of maintaining pitch at low speed. So we're gonna get that there. I'm gonna put some spoilers up, try and slow this down. I'm gonna put some pitch up as well, try and get it slowed down. So you should see the THC be a bit more advanced. You see, minus 35 is the THC. As you see now, the plane, and watch this. Now this tells you that our planes are on the cusp of getting near to its stall speed. So the stall speed on an Airbus plane is, well, on A350 is generally 147 divided by 1.23. You'll find the stall speed is roughly around there. So Airbus planes are always the stall speed times 1.25, which gives you your VNO, which keeps you way above your stall speed. But of course, if you somehow get below your your VNO, that risks the highly likely chance of your plane just stalling out. So anyway, as you can see by the thrust, we're pitch up, but of course we're moving slow. But we're keeping our pitch. At 12, thrust is going up, keeping our pitch. Okay, so we're gonna try and make a turn now, and try and maintain
speed,
it's calling us in a stall. We'll try and ignore him today. Okay, so as you can see, we're clearly stalling. Look at that. And why are we stalling? We're stalling pretty much because we're taking a long time. Load factors are very high already. As you can see, our trim is bottled out to -1. The moment we take the turn here, and we put our pitch to something sensible, you can see the elevator now is going to get trimmed out safely back to normal. So of course, in real flight configuration, you're not going to be at 140 knots and doing 15 in. Okay, if you're doing something sensible, say something sensible like 6, and you do that pitch, that's fine. Okay, that will be funny enough. That isn't funny. Okay, even that's not fine. So basically, no long big ass turns on that. At 140 actually. Then I'm gonna have to ask my flight people and the Discord. I think that's actually also too far. I mean, if you go 35 on your stall, because this is the actually never mind. I know what I've done wrong. We're supposed to be 147. We're M2, right? Oh yeah, we're M2 on this plane, so we should be 147. Okay, that makes sense. I think we're supposed to be 147, something around there. Oh no! I realize now we're doing something wrong. Is we don't have any landing flaps. Lol. See guys, this is why I'm not a good pilot. You're supposed to have landing flaps. No wonder we can maintain our speed. Yeah, it's 147. We'll see a big difference now. The flaps, sorry. We'll see a big difference now with the flaps. Yeah, there we go. That seems to be perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. It's the flaps. The flaps was the not having the flaps was the issue. Yeah, that's perfect. We can maintain that. Yeah, so as you can see, if you don't have flaps, you can't keep the plane in the sky. How could I forget flaps existed on the plane? But yeah, so plane is not stalling now. It can basically keep doing this until like literally I get bored. Of course, this is a very, very steep. Is it steep? It's probably steep bank, as you can see. But it can keep on doing this all the way around. Yeah, so keep on doing that until it's bored. I could basically even jump out and it would keep on doing that. I don't know how I'm still alive. Yeah, it's just sitting in the co-pilot seat. See, it'll keep doing that. Sometimes actually 147. Our altitude is there. If you're wondering why the radio altimeter is not showing, um, that's because over here there is actually no physical ground because I'm using over here um, my friend Hardscope who made the airport. He's using that trick called the unlimited mesh trick. So on Roblox it only recognizes like a space of 2048 studs, and of course this is massive, much bigger than that. So over here, unless you put blocks, it will not know that it's above land. So our last radio altimeter reading was 13,069. On approach, I have a decent amount of blocks there. So on approach, then the radio altimeter will start checking in. And of course, when you're going on the runway, there's of course parts there, so we'll be able to check. If you fly over the airport as well, there's parts that we'll be able to check. If you use ignore GPWS and you put stuff like this in here, it will ignore them as well, which is great because if you're flying over the sea, you wouldn't want to trigger certain systems. Like imagine tricking the plane into thinking it's flying over the runway, and what it does is it switches into flare mode. You basically will crash because when I do implement flare mode, what it will do is it will make the THS here, General Horizontal Stabilizer, basically push the plane down so that you will have to yourself try and flare the plane by raising the elevator. That's how flare mode on the Airbuses work. So we basically can carry on, as I said, doing this until we're bored, but I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching.